The glass towers of Hale Enterprises stood tall against the gray morning sky. Inside, the air smelled of coffee, ambition, and exhaustion. Nathan Hale, the 35-year-old CEO, sat behind his sleek wooden desk, flipping through resumes with a tired sigh. He had interviewed over 20 people today, each one blending into the next. Polished smiles, rehearsed answers, no spark. He was about to call it a day when his assistant appeared hesitantly at the door. "Sir, there's one more person here for the secretary position." Nathan didn't even look up. "I told you to reschedule any late appointments." "I tried, sir," she said, lowering her voice. "But it's a child." That made him pause. "A child?" The assistant nodded nervously. "She says she's here for her mother's interview." Before he could respond, the office door creaked open. A small figure stepped inside. A little girl, maybe 8 years old, clutching a plastic folder against her chest. Her clothes were slightly damp from the rain, her shoes squeaked softly against the floor, and her wide eyes held both fear and determination. Nathan blinked, momentarily speechless. Hi there. What's your name?" "Lily," she said quietly. "Lily Miller. Lily." "Where's your mom?" "She's sick," Lily said, voice trembling just a little. She was supposed to come for this job interview, but she couldn't even get out of bed this morning. So I came instead. Nathan leaned back slowly in his chair. "You came for your mother's interview?" She nodded, clutching the folder tighter. "Yes, sir. My mom said we really need this job. I brought her certificates and everything. She said she can type fast and make really good coffee. I can make good coffee too. I practice sometimes." Nathan's throat tightened. He stood, walked around his desk, and crouched down so he was eye level with her. "Lily, have you eaten anything today?" She hesitated. "A piece of bread this morning." "I gave the rest to Mom." He exhaled slowly. "You did, huh?" She nodded seriously. "Mom says when we share, we always have enough." Something broke inside Nathan at those words. He glanced at his assistant. "Cancel my next meeting," he said softly. Then looking back at Lily, he smiled. "Come with me." Her eyes widened. "Am I in trouble?" He chuckled. "Not at all. We're going to get lunch." The cafeteria went silent when the CEO walked in with a little girl holding his hand. Employees whispered, curious and confused. Nathan ignored the stares, pulling out a chair for her. "Sit down, Miss Lily," he said with mock formality. She giggled, climbing into the seat. He ordered soup and sandwiches, then asked, "So, what do you want to be when you grow up?" Without hesitation, she answered, "A doctor. So my mom never has to be sick again." Nathan smiled. "That's a good dream." She looked at him with honest eyes. "What about you?" "You already have everything, right?" He chuckled softly. "I used to think so. But sometimes when you have everything, you realize you actually have nothing." She tilted her head. "Then maybe you need a dream, too." He laughed. Really laughed. For the first time in months. "Maybe you're right, kid." After lunch, Nathan offered to drive Lily home. The rain had stopped, but the air was cold. Her small fingers clutched the edge of the seat as they drove through narrow streets until they reached a worn-down apartment building on the outskirts of the city. Lily led him upstairs to a small room. The wallpaper was peeling, the lights flickered, and the sound of coughing came from the back. "Mom," Lily called softly, running to the bed. "Look, the nice boss came with me." Nathan stepped in slowly. A thin woman lay under a blanket, her skin pale, her breathing shallow. She tried to sit up when she saw him. "Oh my God, Mr. Hale, I am so sorry. I didn't know—" He raised a hand. "It's okay. You should be resting." She looked at him with tearful eyes. "She shouldn't have come. I told her not to bother anyone." Nathan smiled gently. "She didn't bother me. She impressed me. You have a brave little girl." Sarah covered her face, tears spilling down. "Sir, I don't know what to say." He looked around the small apartment. The flickering light, the empty table, the quiet strength in her eyes despite everything. "You don't have to say anything," he said softly. "You're hired!" Sarah stared at him, stunned. "What?" "Work from home until you're better. Full salary. I'll have a laptop and internet connection delivered tomorrow." Her lips trembled. Why would you do that? He looked at Lily and smiled. Because your daughter reminded me what courage looks like. Weeks passed. Sarah started working remotely, sending reports and organizing company data. Nathan called her regularly, at first to check on her progress, then just to hear her voice. They talked about everything, about Lily's school, about books, about how he used to dream of becoming a musician before life pulled him into business. Sarah would laugh softly at that. You, a musician? Don't laugh, he said one evening over the phone. I can play the piano. I'd like to hear that someday, she said quietly. You will, he promised. One evening, Nathan drove over to drop off some documents in person. Lily ran to him, grinning. Mr. Hale, Mom made cookies. He smiled. Really? Then I must be the luckiest man alive. Sarah appeared in the doorway, wearing a simple sweater and jeans, her hair loose around her shoulders. For a moment, Nathan forgot how to breathe. You didn't have to come, she said softly. I wanted to, he admitted. They sat together at the small kitchen table while Lily drew pictures nearby. Sarah poured him coffee, and their fingers brushed for a moment, a fleeting touch, electric and real. He looked at her and said, You've made this place feel like home. She looked down, blushing. It's just coffee and cookies. He shook his head. No, it's warmth. Something I haven't felt in a long time. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Nathan visited more often. Sometimes he'd bring dinner. Other times he'd just sit and listen to Lily's stories. The little girl adored him. She started calling him Mr. Nice Boss. One evening, as they decorated a small Christmas tree, Lily looked up and said, Mom, can we keep him forever? Sarah's cheeks turned pink. Lily, Nathan chuckled. Well, that depends on your mom. Sarah laughed shyly, looking away. You have a company to run, Nathan? He smiled. And yet I find myself thinking about this little apartment more than that office.